Welcome to Generations Working Together Doors Open Day session for 2021. We are an intergenerational charity based in Scotland, and today we will talk about intergenerational spaces. Intergenerational spaces are places where different generations can connect. When we bring generations together, we're making a difference to our communities and our buildings and fighting loneliness and isolation. Every year at Generations Working Together, we host our Intergenerational Awards. And today, you will hear from our award winners for 2021. You'll also hear from 2 future projects that are being planned in the future that will create intergenerational spaces. Our HQ is in Wilson Street in Mercer City. We are based in the historic SCVO building, but through this building, a lot of intergenerational projects and spaces are developed. So come on in.
I am the head teacher of the school, and the award winner is a lady called Shona McDowell, who is one of our clerical assistants in the school. Her and one of our class teachers came up with the idea of running an intergenerational group, and I was happy for them to progress with that. The project is now in its 3rd year. It's originally started off where the school children were providing an entertainment for some of our elder members of our community, and that was really just to get people across the door and to get them feeling a bit more comfortable with being in our surroundings. However, that very quickly changed, and it's really become much more of a sort of a skill swap. So in different weeks we do different things. So some months the children will provide entertainment and the older population will just enjoy it. Other times they come, we've had sewing or knitting bees. We've had tea dances where the older ladies and gentlemen were able to share their dancing skills. We've had burn suppers where both have contributed, so the children have done the majority of the work, whereas the older population have come in and maybe helped with the soup for the meal, but have also done some poetry during the course of the event. So it's kind of evolved over time. The work that we do encourages better relationships within the village. I think initially we had some of the older members of our community who were saying that they were sometimes anxious about crossing through the park, and some of our younger people really, we didn't feel showed a great deal of respect to the older people. And since the group has started, we've heard lots of stories. We had a lady in the village who collapsed in the local shop, and it was the younger children who helped. And while she wasn't one of our group members, their family did get in touch to say how much they had appreciated that. At Christmas last year, one of the group contacted us and asked us if any of the children could make suggestions of what she could buy for her grandson.
Well, I meet up with my friends and interact with different age groups and see how the children are getting on. So it's good, it's good. Absolutely fantastic. I didn't know this until Kirsten told me just today, but wonderful. He did work hard for it.
I'm absolutely delighted, not just because it gives recognition for our group, but it also hopefully will spur some other people on to come and join the group.
Just hoping it's not going to be too long before we can start it up again and start to see our friends and everybody else again. Looking forward to that.
I made the nomination because I felt that the work that the ladies were doing really did deserve some kind of recognition. By having the activities and seeing the 2 groups working together, we've noticed that even when we're out and about in the village as a school, there's a much better relationship between us and the members of the community. But we've also been delighted with things where perhaps some of our elder members of the group have come to the school out with meeting times to ask for our support, and that has really been important for us to see that developing as the community.
The Friendship Cabin was founded by Mrs. Pearl Weepers, and we're based in Glenrothes and Kirkcaldy in Fife. Well, the initial aim was to provide mental and physical stimulation and help promote independence, health and well-being of the participants. The sessions are designed to improve the quality of people's lives and develop a community spirit and make people a valued part of the organisation. The sessions now run 3 times a week, and they're designed to increase or include people who have been in isolation. And the original term was vulnerable people, and that vulnerable is very much an umbrella word which I don't particularly like, but we aim to include people with COPD, SAD, the early stages of dementia, and mental health. And mental health obviously is an increasing problem with the isolation that many people are suffering. We have no limitation on ages, as old as you like or as young as you like. So whatever activities we do, it is combined for everybody. The activities we do at the moment, being on Zoom, up to half of our sessions are down to music. We either have an entertainer, we have a musician, we have had pianists from all over the world playing for us.
We had a choir at Christmas, and we had a concert with some students from India. They go to a music school, and they came and entertained us for an hour.
The second half of each session is a little bit more relaxed. We will have a quiz, do a little bit of play your cards right, and then, as I say, just for the last bit, we have general discussions where people can air their views. Irrespective of their age, we get them involved and get them talking. What we've managed to do, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, everybody will get an Easter egg and 4 hot cross buns. Pre-Christmas, we did something for Christmas. This time they will get Easter stuff and an Easter bonnet, and we'll have an Easter bonnet parade.
I was going through a really low spell, health-wise, mental health-wise, because of some stuff that happened in the family. Because I had just moved, no friends, and my GP recommended them. And it was the best thing that ever happened.
Our main thing is to make the Friendship Cabin a happy place and a welcoming place, and make people feel at ease, but in the main develop a camaraderie and get people to getting to know each other and talk to each other and get away from this isolation aspect.
All the time that we're not meeting, they're on their phones, trying to raise funds, trying to book entertainers. They never stop. Never stop. They're amazing people.
It's absolutely marvellous. We're the trustees who are aware of this award, but no one else is aware at this moment, so it's been very difficult to keep quiet about it, because I personally am thrilled about it. Pearl is thrilled about it.
Pearl and Roger do an amazing amount of work in the background, but they deserve everything that they get because they're so good. They really are. I'm not just saying it. They deserve medals. They really do.
MACS is an out-of-school care organisation, which means we look after children between the ages of 4 and 16, before school, after school and during school holidays. We've been here for 26 years and we look after around 1,500 children at the moment. My main responsibility is for human resources, so I do a lot of the training. I had been lucky enough in the first lockdown to take part in the diploma that was offered by Generations Working Together and the University of Granada. I realised that intergenerationally we were very stuck in a stereotypical, we work with people in residential homes, without actually thinking outside the box and thinking that this is much wider than this. I felt that there was information that I really needed to share with my staff. We did some training online, that was the first training course we'd done online, so it was quite nerve-wracking. But I trained 22 staff and they were of the same opinion. Why are we not doing this? Why are we not looking at this further? And they were getting excited and they were putting their projects together as well. So we do an awful lot of play with children in green spaces and urban spaces, which involves putting up tarpaulins, it involves looking at plants. Some of the work that we do within first kindergarten is things like campfires. So we have this vision of, because we do it already with the children, is sitting around the campfire telling stories. We cook foods on the campfire, so there's an opportunity for everybody from every background, because we don't want to age limit. This should be available to everybody, no matter your age.
I like going around and picking up things that I can do crafting with.
Nice, great.
And I can maybe create something that I can play with, like a toy or something.
Being out in the forest, the parents and the grandparents and the community seeing what we're actually doing out there. I think they think as well, we just look after the children when they actually see the activities that we do, your rope swings, all these things that we did when we were younger actually coming back into play.
When we got the phone call to say that we had won the award, I think we were really shocked. The recognition for us is wider. Out of School Care has been working very quietly. We're not the only ones. And I think, what is really important to us is that Out of School Care is just seen as an organisation that plays with children. And it's so much more. And I think by able to showing the work that the children really do, the learning, the benefits of outdoor play, all the things that we do, I'm hoping will demonstrate to people the value of out of school care as well.
When they come back on a Monday and say that they've been out with Gran or they visited somebody and they can do all these things. So I think that for us, the recognition of that is a big part of it for Max and something that we can share that we've did really well.
So Kibble is one of Scotland's leading childcare charities. We work with young people aged 5 to 25, young people who have experienced trauma and significant challenges in their lives.
So at Empower, the activities that we do are arts and crafts. We have music and we have had dancing. With the music, before lockdown, we were going to the care homes and we were going in and producing musical instruments, so like percussion, and getting involved with the children and the residents of the care homes, and we were having good music together and dancing, which was just amazing. The arts and crafts, again before lockdown, the children would go to the river, they would pick their own rocks, and then we would send them over to the care home, and the kids were able to see what rocks they'd chosen for the residents of the care home, and then they were doing the art on the rocks, so we were painting them. We've had amazing feedback, particularly because with the lockdown situation, we have still continued to link in. I've been the roving reporter, so I've been going to where the animals live, and I'm checking in with them, telling them what the chickens, what Sonny's been up to, Sophie, and they've been meeting the ponies, the ducks. So any additions, the ducks are quite a new addition. So everybody's been amazed, and they love, their faces light up when they see the animals just doing what they do, like the ducks in their paddling pool, So it's just been phenomenal to let them still be part of what's happening here.
So for me, it's about building the connections between the generations within the community, but also it's very much about our children and the fact that they've came from such traumatic backgrounds, some of them, that we have to give them things that will help them to regulate their behaviours and regulate their feelings. And quite often working with older people and working with animals and working within the creative arts in terms of the art activities that we're doing, help them to do that. When we began the project, we didn't realise the impact that the work would have. One of the old ladies that the children were working with, she hadn't put a sentence together for many years due to her condition. But after a number of weeks of working with the children and the animals, she began to string words together such as, "You're a good boy, I like you, I like this." I mean, the impact of that was absolutely incredible, and the staff, you know, working with that old lady couldn't believe the difference that that was making for her.
So I would just like to thank the generations working together for recognising us for this award, and also to thank the National Lottery Awards for All as well for providing the funding for this, because it has made such a difference.
I feel incredibly proud that Kibble's won this award. I believe it's very well deserved. I'm incredibly proud of the project itself and what it's achieved and how it's built these really invaluable connections between the school and the community.
I can't wait to tell the kids.
Is Judy Crabb, and I'm a trustee of Heart of New Haven Community, which is a charity based in New Haven, Edinburgh. Our vision is to develop what will probably be the first dedicated multi-generational centre in Scotland, and this will be in Victoria Primary School, currently the oldest working primary school in Edinburgh, which is due to be relocated to a brand new school because of rising roles. We are in the process of bidding for funding to buy the school and are very positive about our chances of that. We've been members of Generations working together for some time and have been inspired by the many examples of good practice which we hope to use in our project. Over the last few months, we've been developing small steps in intergenerational work with many of the local organisations that want to occupy space in what will be known as the heart. We have three themes: culture and heritage, learning and enterprise, both supporting an improvement in well-being, which of course is so important because of the pandemic, linked together by intergenerational practice. So in the last 18 months, we have been developing a number of projects. For example, Pots of New Haven Kindness, where children from Victoria Primary School have planted, seeded small pots of quick growing salad, vegetables and herbs, which they have given along with a letter of introduction to local old people who have in turn got back to them. We are hoping that eventually we will be able to bring both older and younger people together, but in the meantime the feedback from older people about the warmth of the messages of the children and how much it has meant to them has been really very, very inspiring to all of us. Our next project is called Friendship Benches, and it builds on the same sort of idea of bringing older and young people together, in this case working with Men's Shed, who are creating the benches which will be decorated by, again, local older and younger people.
Susan McDonald, I'm the Chief Exec of Active Communities, and we've been involved with Generations working together for a number of years now. We used to run the Renfrewshire Network, and most recently I took part in the International Diploma in Intergenerational Work, with a view to expanding a number of the projects that we currently run in Renfrewshire. So we're in the process of taking over a new building in Johnston, the former Johnston Police Station. It's going to be called Station 7, and we're looking to make sure that that is a space and a building which will be really welcoming, a space for local communities to connect across all generations, and really a place to get to know each other, to make friends, to share skills, learn from each other. And first and foremost for us is about reducing loneliness and isolation across the whole community. So we'll have a number of different intergenerational projects that we're developing at the moment with our focus group, and those will include cooking, volunteering, our singing project, our befriending project, and we're also working with another organisation called ROAR, Reaching Older Adults Renfrewshire, again to connect older people in our area with some of the younger people who are involved in our group. But our focus group is very much made up of a range of different ages across all the generations. But first and foremost for us is making sure that the space in the new building will be a welcoming space for all ages.
Thank you for taking the time to hear from us and from the organisers of Intergenerational Projects and Spaces. Please visit our website to learn more.